Well, Giorgio Armani has passed away today at the age of 91. So, in honor of him, Amy and I are wearing Giorgio Armani from head to toe for the entire episode. Thank you so much for everything, Giorgio, and heaven just got a lot more stylish. Now, here's Amy with more thoughts on this sad news.
Rip, a legend.
Totally. 91, though. That's one of those
That's pretty good.
bittersweet things where it's just like, wow, if you do have to pass away, 91 is a wonderful, well, I mean, not wonderful for anybody involved, but it's just like, oh my gosh, a good long life. And I'm sure he had a lot of fun.
Yeah, especially he was so tan.
He was so tan, one of the tannest. Well, I didn't see him how old or how tan he was around in his 90s, but yeah, you'd think someone that tan, it would be some worrying thing, but he was tan for almost his entire life.
Yeah, the vitamin D. I think Valentino's even more tan than him. I think he died though too.
Really?
But he was old.
Good. Oh my God, it's just so nice. It's so nice to hear about these 90s passing away at 100. I mean, if you do have to pass away, I just, I would take
Sorry. Valentino's alive. He's 93.
Really? Oh my gosh, that's gonna be a sad day. We'll be wearing Valentino. Is that what that fashion is? We'll be wearing Valentino from head to toe. But anyway, well, Giorgio, a life well lived. I think it's obviously so sad for your family, but what a wonderful age, and we're all proud of you here.
Love you. Great suits, beautiful suits.
Totally, yeah, and I. So anyway, sorry to start with somber, sorry to start with somber news, but that just happened right before we started recording, so I wanted to make sure we did a Turtle Time tribute to him. And then I got to say this next thing. Speaking of tributes that are in the opposite end of the spectrum, in death we are in life. Amidst death we are in life, and a huge celebration and tribute to Bose. From Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for getting engaged to Keely. Did you see this over the last 4 or 5 days?
I didn't foresee that coming after watching last season, so good for them.
Me too. I was a little, if I can be just honest with Turtle Time listeners, I was a little worried about Keely and him. They hadn't said "I love you" yet, if I remember correctly. They hadn't done all the stages of like gearing towards, because I think she was ready to have children with him, but they hadn't even said "I love you" yet. And Keely was, slightly standoffish, but this is a huge win. And I guess it was maybe it coincided a little bit with the Beverly Hills filming, so we get a little piece of that, or we'll see the growth and evolution that their relationship has on this season of Beverly Hills.
I was at the bar last week, and someone brought up that Jimmy Fallon, like, brand new or whatever it's called, like, it's a brand.
Yeah.
And I was like, co-hosted by Bozoma St. John.
I know, it's awesome. I keep seeing Jimmy Fallon and Bose sort of in those promo shots, like they're holding or they're high-fiving and one of them's on each other's shoulders and stuff. It looks like a really fun, I don't know how that happened. Immediately got a huge Jimmy Fallon show, but that's so great. So that's another congratulations to Bose.
He has I can't believe he still has the life force to do new things.
Jimmy?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are my thoughts on Jimmy Fallon? Yeah, no, you know what? I mean, he he loves doing that late night thing that he's been doing. He loves that. And I think that it's such a well-oiled machine now, kind of like Andy Cohen's life, where it's just like, yeah, my day is 80% structured, but I've got 20% that I can give to this Bose endeavor. You know what I mean? He's kind of it's like I read that Lorne biography. Mm-hmm. And it's like it talks about Jimmy Fallon, and he's like, he's a well-oiled watch. That's what Lorne says.
Lorne was throwing that axe down this week.
Oh my God, yes, I know. Famously, the season 50 cast were a bunch of big rotten eggs. Speaking of, we just watched Willy Wonka. They put a bunch of those cast members on the good egg or bad egg scale, and about 4 bad eggs dropped through the chute, right?
Yeah, I didn't even get to know who they were before they left, so...
Yeah, it's always jarring. To be honest, well, can I be honest?
Please.
Well, so sometimes you get a little whiff, like if I'll check in on SNL if I haven't watched the season, and I'll be like, who are these little stinkers? No offense to any of them. I'm like, who the hell are you? And what's going on with you? But then when I actually watched, like I felt that way about Mikey Day. I was like, who's this little stinker? And then when I was watching for 2 seasons of him, I was like, fucking Mikey Day is like an amazing writer and performer. He's so good. He's like vital to the cast. So you kind of don't get a good glimpse of them from just popping in every once in a while.
Yeah.
But I do think Lorne said, oh my God, what the hell is wrong with season 50? And they lost Heidi Gardner, who is like the cherished treasure of this cast. So that's going to be very hard to replace her.
I can't imagine. I feel like doing that show for X number of years just would take years off your life. It's not healthy.
It takes the life of it's kind of fun for Lorne. It's like a entertainment vampire.
He's like
he
a
sucks
witch,
the life. He sucks the life from them, and then they all lose. I mean, a lot of them are miserable. They have the worst contract in Hollywood. They have to agree to be on for 7 seasons unless Lorne wants to fire you. Most people.
That true?
Yeah, it's pretty much like lopsided because SNL gives you so much clout that it's like fully advantageous on Lorne's end. So who knows about this new crop? But SNL 50, you told me to watch that, or you recommended it, and it kind of changed my entire lens on SNL. I was like, it doesn't matter if you get 4 stinkers every season. It's just a shifting cast constantly.
Yeah.
Are you going to read that Lorne biography?
Do you recommend it?
Oh my God. 10 out of 10 masterpiece. Okay. Oh, it is so good. It is one of the most entertainment biographies I've ever read in my life. He's been an active entertainment figure for 50 years and has had
seen it all.
He's seen it all. He'll go, I was talking to Mick the other day. Jagger.
Dr. Evil.
Yeah. Jagger. And then he has just all these Hollywood stories, and he'll just regale all the new talent like Mikey Day with all these stories about him and Paul Simon smoking weed. And it's a really good biography.
I listened to Seth Meyers on a couple podcasts because he was making the rounds like a few months ago. And he was saying how that when you think about Lorne's legacy and his lifestyle and how he's like the king of New York, you're like, his life is so amazing. But if you actually know him, you know that he only goes to like 3 places on earth. Like he goes to the same restaurant, like one of 2 restaurants, and then he goes to like a baseball game. He like doesn't do anything.
Yeah, he's a total workhorse. He just loves feeding off the energy of him sitting in that front row watching SNL and giving his notes and stuff. And then he does go to the after parties every once in a while, which I think they switch around New York City. So he gets a little taste of New York every Saturday night from like 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. or something. But if you want more lore, if you're curious about Lorne, read this biography that Susan Morrison wrote about him. It was the most fun I've ever had reading a book.
Love that. I forgot that I was listening to Cher's memoir, and then I just remembered, so I started listening to it again. And Sonny was a little stinker.
Oh, I knew it. Whenever I saw their dynamic, Sonny and Cher, when they're kind of doing their routine, I go, what the hell's going on with Sonny over there?
He was like a square-ass loser. He did a PSA for the government in 1969 that was anti-weed.
Really? What did you say, 1979?
69.
69? Wow, I want to see that.
Their record sales tanked.
Really? Because everybody was
like, boo, narc.
Oh my God. Probably everybody was like, probably getting high listening to those beautiful Sonny and Cher songs. So they're like, this is the opposite of what I want to do.
And he took all her money and made her sign a contract that she didn't realize she was signing, where she wasn't allowed to spin off and do anything on her own without him approving it.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So an awful man, Sonny Bono. You heard it here first. I love when you find out that someone is horrible. Like I was telling you, I read all these books and they were about how like Robert Redford is just a dickhead in every book I've ever read. And it's like, there's too many sources here talking about what a dickhead you are for you not to be a complete dickhead.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, good. Well, congrats to Lorne. Congrats to Bose on that Jimmy Fallon show. And I got to tell you this. You're going to like this last bit of news.
All right.
Or last. I don't know if it's last. You have more news after this. Sorry. My last news item is Bethenny Frankel has said that she has dated in the past the same magician that Jennifer Aniston is currently dating.
Magician?
Yeah, I just read this on. Yeah, I just
I
looked at
thought
page
he was
six.
like a hypnotist.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry. I skimmed this page 6 article so uh quickly. I'm sorry about
Maybe
that.
he's
No, he's
both. I just
no
had heard hypnotist.
no. It says I'm sorry. No, it says hypnotist. She goes. He was really really a wonderful guy. She says he was one of the best. He was really nice to her, and so huge congrats
Wow.
to
He loves
Aniston.
a powerful woman
Oh my God, you have to say that.
that can't be
Beth,
hypnotized. I bet Bethenny boasts that she can't be hypnotized.
I,
I can
I
see that.
if I kept reading this article, which I should have done, I bet you Bethany said I was never able to be hypnotized. Do you think Jennifer Aniston can't be hypnotized? I kind of imagine her being hypnotized.
Yeah, she seems more chill, like zen. Like, I'll go there for you if you want.
Yeah. Like she could at least like
You could take me over so fast.
Really, I'm the opposite. I was just gonna say.
Have you tried?
I am the person that would never in a million years be able to let
That's what
my
you think.
Oh, okay. I would love it. Oh my God, if they sat me down on the couch and they say, Riley, oh my God, I've never seen somebody hypnotized faster, but I just have such a hard time releasing my troubled mind. I went to this one thing in Vegas with a bunch of my friends where they shoot a light beam in your head, and it's supposed to you're supposed to see a big pattern on the walls of your clear mind, and it's supposed to represent your mental patterns or something. And
Where
my
was
friends,
this?
I don't remember, and my friends were
At the
watching.
Rio?
Yeah, and I was with a bunch of people that I didn't know very well, and they were watching my brain chemistry being mapped out in lights, and they were like, calm your mind, this has never happened before. And my friends were waiting for a long time, like for 5 minutes, trying to get my brain waves to go down, and they wouldn't do it. It was just I was too troubled. So
We gotta hire this guy.
do
Maybe
you
we
think
can have him on.
that would be awesome? Maybe he would do oh my God, the best integration of us and our services would be a free Turtle Time interview. Free. We don't charge him anything, and then he gives us a free hypnotism. That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
I think I could. I'm ready for someone to Jesus take the wheel. Like,
Me too.
you take over the reins. I don't want to be in charge of this thing.
Yeah, me too. I hope. Maybe he'd be the one that kind of broke the mold on my head. But that was it for me. I was just like,
Okay.
Bethenny is kind of like Lala Kent, where I see a million news stories from Lala Kent because I have a Google alert for Vanderpump Rules, and it'll be like, Lala Kent forgot her 35th birthday. And I'm like, well, okay, I don't need to know any more about that. But then when Bethenny is in Google alerts, it's like, I dated the same guy as Jennifer Aniston. I'm trying new chicken salad for the first time. It's like, it's always like, it's more potent. Say what you will, but she is always in the news in some way.
When you said you had a Bethenny thing, I was like, it could be any number of things. Like,
yeah, on page 6, the last story, like 3 stories ago, was Bethenny when she gave her advice about how don't ever tell a kid how they should dress.
right. The last I saw, she said that she went on a 10 out of 10 date. That she was saying, like, I kept turning dates down because they weren't right or not. I wasn't excited about them, and I finally waited, and this couldn't have gone better. And then there was another video where she was like eating ice cream in the kitchen or something, and her hair was all fucked up, and a guy like is in the background, like you can't see his face or anything, but he like is talking, and she's like I'm doing a video, and all the comments were like, Bethenny got laid.
Oh my God, that is awesome. Holy shit, that's the kind of stuff I want to know. What I would love to hear what that 10 out of 10 date was. Like,
I know.
he took me to the Eiffel Tower. We went to the top.
Yeah.
We had a candlelit dinner. I don't know. What do you think?
She got drunk.
Drunk.
She said that. She said she was hungover talking about it because she got like wine. She said she had like a few margaritas. I think she maybe even did a shot, she said.
Oh my God. What's your 10 out of 10 date?
I mean, I always just want to go to a movie, so.
Oh, that's really nice. That's really nice. So you could probably, if it was a date, you could splurge out of the AMC Plus domain and maybe go to like the Vista or Alamo. You could really party at the Alamo. I don't know how you feel about food being. Some people don't like food being like thrown at you at the Alamo, but I love the Alamo as my favorite movie experience.
I think there's certain movies that call for it, like if it's really long, or I kind of just like want to watch it half-assed, or if it's like the Taylor Swift concert movie, I was like, this is perfect because I can drink like a bottle of wine.
Oh my God, that was so fun.
Like, I don't want to just be sitting like silently watching, but if it's something I like really would care to focus on, I don't need them like scuttling past.
Yeah, of course. So a date in a beautiful theater or AMC theater, and then maybe some like, additional thing happens that's like really fun to take it to the next level.
Yeah, like, what is it? Is it in True Romance where they like go get a slice of pie after they see a movie, and it's like that's the platonic ideal.
Yeah,
like see a movie and get a slice of pie.
Yeah, and he goes, Christian Slater goes, I love having pie after a movie. He's so bad in that movie. Oh my God.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
I don't think, no offense to Christian Slater, but
James Gandolfini's in that.
Oh my God, he's amazing in it. Oh, talk about the opposite of what I'm talking about with acting. James Gandolfini fucking kills it. All right, anything else you want to say? Well, I love your 10 out of 10 date, and I want to know
yours?
what Bethenny's was. Yeah, I was trying to think and scramble my ass off after I asked you that. I've said it 100 times, but blindfold me, spin me around, take them off. I'm in front of Casa Vega. They've got two big, beautiful margs in front of me, and I'm sitting in the Kim Kardashian booth in that corner. And then afterwards, we go to a bar, and I get to have a big pitcher of beer, and I start to dance and do karaoke.
Okay. So drinking forward,
food light, and then bar heavy. Yeah, and then yeah. I love to cap it off a little karaoke. That's how you give me the date of my life.
Love it.
All right, did you want to see? Speaking of something that was not a good date at all, and one of the worst occasions of two people meeting, do you want to see that news that you were kind of illuminating me on right before we started recording?
The Meghan King.
Yes.
Story. She apparently, broke into Jim Edmunds' house in Missouri, and they had to call the cops, which I guess that makes sense because he was a cardinal, right? So he always lived there.
Jim Edmunds was a cardinal, so yes, he probably always lived there, possibly. But this story kind of, it's OC news. That's why I thought it was kind of interesting that this is happening. Because, right, Meghan King Edmunds is she had a vital role on OC. She was the one who got to the bottom of Brooks's cancer scam. But it sounds like this Jim's new wife said Meghan King started opening the sliding glass doors.
So scary.
At a not appropriate time. And so they had to call the police on Meghan King and get a restraining order. And Meghan King said this was the designated time that I was supposed to open the slide glass doors and deliver the clothing to you all.
They have kids, yes?
Jim and Meghan King Edmunds have kids. I think so, but I can't do that work.
Okay. It's giving a Galena on McBee, Missouri break-in. Someone commented on our post that, so spoiler, if you haven't watched the McBee finale from Monday, Galena gets in a car accident on the way to the McBee boys' wedding, and someone commented that Galena broke into what do they call that? They call Steve's house like the ranch house or something. She got caught breaking in again.
This is after all of the events that we knew.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Holy shit. Galena loves breaking into that ranch house. Do you remember? Okay, so spoiler alert, obviously, but everybody has to go watch McBee Dynasty. I mean, oh my God.
It's not a question.
It's not a question. I'm just going to spoil something that Galena does. She completely pranks the shit out of Steve McBee in his house, and she puts dog food in his dishwasher. She ruins his La Cuisette cast iron pan, and she does a bunch of despicable shit with his cowboy boots in his closet.
Hats.
And his hats. You know what? I looked up research. I was able to get on the computer for a quick minute, and I found out that Meghan King Edmunds and Jim Edmunds have 3 children: Aspen, Hart, and Hayes. So this is kind of
twins,
awful.
Right?
Twins,
or 2 of them twins, yeah.
Yep. So this is horrible, for this to happen to the mother of his 3 children. But there must be some very bad blood between Meghan and this new wife. If you're calling, you know what I mean? If you're calling for a restraining order.
The post I saw on like Queens of Bravo or wherever the hell, someone had commented, "Bring her back for season 20," and Vicky replied, "No."
That was so funny when I saw that Vicky commented no with a bunch of
Bring
exclamation
Vicky
points.
back, damn.
Yeah, please. Oh my God, Vicky would be so fun if she was just popping in. All right. Well, actually, that's a great transition, right?
It is.
It would be great. It would be great if Vicky was on OC, but I gotta say, I don't mind right now currently because I was actually having a lot of fun watching this week's episode of OC. I almost thought it was perfectly
Wow.
structured in a way. I was just kind of enjoying what's luxuriating luxur I was really
Luxuriating.
basking. I was luxuriating and
Alex
basking.
basking.
I was Alex basking in the glow of this wonderful cast, and I really thought that the Gretchen and Tamara stuff was earned at the end. I won't spoil too much of it, but like the Katie stuff was kind of interesting, and then I just loved the beach day overall. I felt like there was a lot of fun moments there. So I've been shit talking, this season of OC, but I felt like this one sort of was warranted and had a lot of merit. I don't know if you
Yeah.
felt the same.
I'm just so fatigued already on the Katie stuff, and I feel like it's never going to end. I also listened to her on Vayal Fayal's, not entirely, but most of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, I think it does come up partially on the episode itself, and I had heard this on like online, and then it came up on this podcast. But one little nugget, speaking of Alex Baskin, that does ring true to me is that Slade had a gun to his head from Alex Baskin to be like, we can't fucking talk about Naked Wasted again. Like,
Yeah.
tell them not to say it.
Yeah.
Because of the reality reckoning, this topic cannot be broached.
That makes sense, but then they really did a bad. Well, wait. Oh, you're right, and so that's why they haven't included any clips of Naked Wasted at all. I was going to say they did, but then I just watched it on my own, so I'm having all the memories of that. But no, so that's why they're not including it, but they're referencing it a bunch because they just have to.
I think they might have the first time it came up, like a little bit, like. Just like her shouting. Or
I was
whatever.
just gonna say, well, Alex Baskin has gun to his head. He really let it stay in the edit for someone who has complete control over it. Naked Wasted is just as prominent as ever, but they haven't really discussed all of the awful aspects of Naked Wasted.
Mm-hmm.
But that makes sense to me. But I think maybe I'll just say this up front. I do not care at all about the fact that Gretchen and Slade told this story at Maestro's to everyone. I really don't care. That's a complete deflection from the true thing that happened, which is that if you and I, like we've already talked about, if I was holding court at Maestro's and I got my tongue went a little wild and I started saying a bunch of shit while I was drunk off spicy margaritas, I would never in a million years would think that one of my friends at the table would be scribbling down everything I said and spread it all over town. So Katie is not acknowledging at all for 1 second that she actually told Kiki this, which I think is 100% true, that she said this. And now she's trying to change the narrative by saying that Slade called Matt, and then I really heard it, and what does Jen know? All of this shit is irrelevant to me completely. The real thing that matters, that everybody should be fighting about, is that we should be able to tell salacious gossip to each other at dinner all of the time and not have it spread all over to every blog in town. That's what I don't want to get away from. That's it. That's the crux of it for me.
Yeah. It was funny because she kept trying to, like, her logic was sort of skipping around where, first of all, at the top of the pod, she said, I'd like to say first that I don't really want to talk about Kiki. I feel like it's been covered. And I'm like, that's the only reason you're on here.
Yeah.
Like,
and it has not been covered.
Hot topic of the moment. And then she said that her mistake was that she idolized Kiki because she like loved her work and all this stuff. But then she would also say like, at the same time, she would say, it's not uncommon for me and Matt to have friends who are in the industry. Like all of our friends are journalists and bloggers and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, which is it? Like you just always are hanging out with people in the industry, or you thought she was like the queen of all media?
Yeah. I have no idea. And none of those things, again, justify what she actually did. Yeah, I mean, like, I just... Nothing takes away from the fact that she was spreading those privileged rumors and that she had a relationship with a bunch of bloggers in the off season, that she was telling details and DMing them and calling people about the Emily babysitting children gate stuff. And so I think that she's done a good job actually of deflecting. I feel like some people are like divided now and they're like, oh my God, justice for Katie. This is really, I don't know, like they're all treating her so horribly, but it's like, I think that it doesn't matter that she was told this information at a dinner.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't blame Gretchen and Slade for telling a salacious story and maybe getting some details wrong and then not wanting it out to a bunch of people in
Okay,
production.
but the detail being whether or not she went to the hospital is insane.
What, but okay, so what is it? So you're saying, so if okay, so if Gretchen said, I went to the hospital, I was drugged by Tamara, it is, does that rise to the level of, instead of Katie bringing it on the show, she needs it, she wants it verified through journalistic channels, and she's giving them bait for them to follow up on. Katie is, because she
Right.
heard a salacious story at Maestro's dinner.
Can you remind me how do you close the loop? So like Gretchen said it at Maestro's. Katie was there. She told Kiki. Kiki didn't tell anyone or didn't report about it. So then how did Tamara find out about it?
Kiki committed a journalistic sin and told Dave Quinn or something, or I don't know. I don't want to bring him into it. I don't know.
Oh, like
anything
she
about
wanted
this.
him to see if he could confirm it?
I don't know, but this is that's the kind of shit that's like not interesting to me. Like, I don't care. I just care that Katie continued her reign of telling bloggers a bunch of shit, and she ended up telling a not reputable claim to a journalist, and then it came out on camera, and it's something that Gretchen wants to absolve herself from because she didn't really mean it, she didn't really say it, she accidentally let it slip while she was drunk as hell. It does, to me, it does not matter. It was in confidence to Katie.
Well, I think, sure, but I think to me it's twofold, because I do think it's crazy if you tell one person that you were led by another cast member to be hospitalized, blood tested, and have a positive toxicology report versus saying, I was just really sick, I should have gone to the hospital, but we have a video of her saying in the car to Tamara that she did go to the hospital. So I'm like, I'm not going to just like never care about if that part is true or not.
Yeah, I guess, that makes sense to me. I guess I'm giving a lot of benefit to Gretchen. I don't really give any benefit to Slade, even though I am in this instance.
No,
but
Slade is like beyond a used car salesman.
No, he's awful. I think that here, what you're saying is totally true, and I also get the interest level. Like, I get it, and Gretchen just muddied the water and blew her narrative by saying that she did go to the hospital directly to Tamara. But I just think that because Gretchen was not as adept anymore at what passes for fodder on these franchises and might have had a dinner with a new cast member and said that story. I don't know anything about the actual Maestro's dinner, but I just don't think that you would ever think in a million years at that point, after 13 years of not being on television, that this new cast member would immediately run wild and tell it to a bunch of journalists, especially without them not confirming it on their own that it was possibly true before they started spreading a very damaging rumor that was said to them at a dinner.
Right. It's just, I guess it's a little bit like, it's a lot of how the sausage is made, because seeing the call logs where there's like a million calls between like Slade and Matt, and he said they talked for 45 minutes, and he said there was a 3-way call with Matt, Ryan, and Slade, and it's like, I'm sure that kind of stuff happens all the time. So it's like they agreed they weren't going to tell anyone, but then Katie was like, oops, I told Kiki Monique.
Yeah, I guess so. And then, maybe I'm like the one straw that could be removed from me and dismantle my entire argument, which, you're helping me think through this, because I was pretty staunchly on, Gretchen's side. But if Katie did just say, wow, Gretchen's a new cast member and I've got the bomb of a lifetime where she was drunk at Maestro's and she said to me that I was drugged, I thought I was drugged and hospitalized. If she would have brought that, then there's absolutely nothing that Gretchen can do. I think that I have a grudge against, or I don't think it was proper for Katie to tell Kiki this, to try to get this out into the journalistic Bravo universe. And that's just what she was doing at the time with almost every blogger. So I think that's my grievance against how this was handled.
Yeah. I saw Kiki was posting about to clarify her logic on how she handled this, she was saying, like, I, never reported on that. And to make sure that you knew that I got this information, that's why she brought up the, the Asian fashion designer storyline, because she was like, that was a unique piece of information that didn't air. So it proved to her that, like, it proves to us that she got it from Katie.
Oh yeah.
Because
it
was like it's like when the police, like, you have to, like, know something that wasn't reported.
Yeah.
Like,
totally. That's a great point. And I think that, you do have to say, because you asked a good question also, you said, how did it get out if just Kiki knew? And then Tamara was like, it's been confirmed by 2 people. I do think that there is this ridiculousness to the whole journalistic persona in the Bravo universe, like we've already talked about. This was definitely an instance where Kiki and whoever this was, Dave Quinn or whoever, are Bravo are salaciously talking about Bravo gossip that they heard that's probably fun to get revealed to them, like just how you and I would probably talk about it. But it's just such damaging information that when that started to spread around and when it got to Tamara, obviously Tamara knows what she's going to do with that information when it gets back to her, Yeah. So I don't know, maybe it's just that one aspect of it that is bothering me about the whole thing, and also the fact that Katie is not acknowledging that she did that. And if she's still lying about the Kiki conversation that I 100% think happened, it makes me wonder what else she's lying about throughout this entire process. And also the lie detector shit. I guess I'm more on the side of the lie detector, but I was just like, oh my God. We'll talk about that. I don't want to get into lie detector shit because that's a huge issue as we get into this episode.
Yeah.
So you want to start
it's
going
basically
through
like the first thing. Like there's a little med spa situation with Emily and Gretchen where they're getting testosterone put in their ass, but it's not that relevant.
I liked it. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, not anything to talk about, but they both are getting testosterone, little rice-sized pills in their butt, and it helps them want to have sex a lot more, they say, and helps them work out more. And then that's all they talk about. Oh, that Jen also invited them to a huge beach day that they're all going to go to.
Yeah, and this is, Gretchen says she doesn't want to be around Katie, and like the beginning of Katie getting iced out begins, which I also think is bullshit. Like, it's a total, like, a coup, like, to not film with her, basically.
Yeah, I don't respect that either. She was cast for the full season of this show. She shouldn't be bullied out. She should have as many scenes as she wants to justify her case. I don't like that at all. They're all really surprised, like when she doesn't get invited to the all-cast event at the end. Okay, but then Jen and Katie sit down. We saw a little tease of this. So Jen and Katie have tea. And they're sitting down, and Jen's got this demeanor where she's like so disappointed and cold, and you never see her like this. It seems like it kind of hurts Jen to be this type of person, but she's really upset with Katie because Katie was basically flunked that lie detector test a day earlier. So she kind of wants Katie to reckon with why that lie detector test went so wrong.
Yeah, she's like, you failed every single one.
Yeah.
And Katie has a little manila envelope, and she puts it to the side, and she's like, oh, I thought you brought like receipts or something. She was like, oh, I did. That is what they are, like a reunion style.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm going back, on my side again, but these receipts are kind of like shitty. I mean, I thought it was going to be the biggest revelation in the world. She goes, look at this. This guy has a website and it says, I have appeared on camera before. It's like, yeah, no shit. That this is a person that you hire and you to do this type of thing. If you need a on-camera personality who does lie detector tests and has his own equipment, doesn't boggle my mind that that's the case. And then she goes, and Wendy, this is that person with that guy. And I was like, what's the bombshell there? He has a team of lie detector tests. It's like, it doesn't negate the fact that he has lie detecting skills. The fact that he has appeared on camera, she goes, he's a paid actor. It's like, that's such barbed language.
Because he got paid to be on TV.
Yeah, because he got paid. So this Manila thing basically flies into the wind after this. They don't even ever talk about it again. Jen says, I don't really get what this means. It doesn't change anything for me.
Yeah, it doesn't help that Emily brings this up later, but like the questions were random.
Yes.
Like, I mean, like, as we were saying, we think the producers were like, make sure you hit Disneyland, make sure you hit like X, Y, and Z, because these are like open threads that we want to tie in a bow. but like it's not like Emily and Gina like wrote every single question and were like only Katie will get the hard ones. Like everyone kind of, it's like randomized basically.
Yeah. Again, Katie says, in addition to the paid actor claim, she says, and those questions were complete setups. It's like, no, they have the footage of Emily requesting them to ask anything. So one of your 2 points is already just completely moot. Like,
right. Unless you're saying that like the producers told the paid actor to be like, Katie, fail across the board, Gretchen
I don't
win
think
across the board.
Production would not let them. They would have not allowed this into evidence if it was against a claim against them creating a fake scenario with all of these questions. We saw them writing it. They all seemed like legitimate questions that this cast would want the answer to, with maybe a couple, from production from the like early years or something.
Yeah, I will say it's like we were saying, hopefully no one ever does this again, which I'm already like, they shouldn't have done it in the first place because it's just a mess. Like this hokey ass shit. Like it's giving World's Toughest. Like it's just like stupid anyways. So like now it's turning into like the whole season we're going to talk about the legitimacy of the stupid thing that's like not that serious.
God, I loved the lie detector test. And I mean, it said that Heather was lying about the Disneyland paparazzi. How do you explain that?
Yeah.
They wouldn't have Heather would have said, I swore on my children, if you say that I'm lying, me and Terry are going off this show and he's canceling Botched. Like no one would have wanted that answer on there. They completely sync up in every way with my instinct of what the truth was and what the lies were. I know that lie detectors are not admissible in court or whatever, but either it's sort of true or it's all completely fake, and I'm leaning towards this was sort of a true process where Katie was burping and gulping and barfing because she knew that there were some lies that she had to attest to. I thought we had acknowledged up to this point that Katie has been caught in multiple lies.
I think so, but I'm just like, but I still think that Gretchen lied and passed.
Gretchen made a I don't know. Yeah. Gretchen lied about the hospital thing and she got completely busted. She lied. She made a drunken, salacious, awful claim to a cast member on a show.
But then why did she say it in the car?
Because she knew that was one piece of it that she probably couldn't take back and had to admit to. Like you've seen Pinocchio. A lie keeps growing because you have to keep overcompensating for all the lies that you've already told, and it just gets tangled and it creates those little birds.
So do you think she went to the hospital?
No.
Actually.
No, I think her and Slade were reveling in this and being the sort of holding court at Maestro's, and they were telling all of the gossip, the biggest stories that they've told for 10 years to people that they really liked that were on their team, supposedly, which is Jen, Pedranti, and Katie. I think that they went nuts. Sorry, go ahead.
No, okay, I'm following you. So you think that she embellished crazy to start a rumor to take Tamara down, and then Alex Baskin was like, you can't do that.
No, I do not.
Because why would you go as far as to say blood test toxicology report? I can imagine exaggerating, being like, I had to go to the fucking hospital because I was so sick. But to say toxicology results, that's not like an embellishment. That's so specific.
You have no idea the things I embellish when I'm holding court drunk.
Good to know.
I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't embellish like that. But I just think that I'm probably going to be wrong. Anytime I'm really, I stay with my position for too long, I'll be proved wrong, and everyone will comment, be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" But I just really think that never in a million years did Gretchen think that this would get to this, that would get on camera in this way.
But that's like psychotic to lie about. Like that's not even fun. Like that's a crazy thing to say if it's not true.
Yeah.
Like that's not a fun
so you think
story. That's insane.
On my pillar of truth, I don't put this one too highly as one of the fourth pillars, but you also believe that Jen is covering for Gretchen by saying that she only heard that she felt like she was going to go to the hospital. You think that Jen is purposefully not revealing the truth to stay on everybody's good side and to tamp this
Yeah.
salacious shit
It's hard
down.
to use her as a guide because I think she's really stuck and like doesn't know which way to go. So it's like I can't even judge. I don't know what her fucking logic is ever.
All right, well, you know what I'll do? I got to split the difference here, and I have to say that it would have been perfectly reasonable for Katie to have brought this up on her own at the start of the season when she knew Gretchen was coming back. Be like, I had a wild dinner with you. Let me take you in private because do you know what you told me? And then Gretchen would be like, oh, shit, this is happening on camera now. I'm really going to have to deal with this, but and then also, I have to just understand, I guess, that there is a world in which all of the cast members do play in the journalistic blogger realm, and try to get their stories out. And maybe Katie was just trying to like get ahead of something. So I don't fully blame it. I think it's just the lying about Kiki and some of the other lies that make it so hard for me to understand what Katie is trying to say here. And I also don't like the purposeful, willful deflection of trying to make this about something different when it's truly about how this got revealed to the group, which she's not admitting to.
I think she said on VIAL Files still to this day that she never mentioned Gretchen at all to Kiki because she was like, why would I even bring her up? Like it wasn't relevant at the time. So I think she is lying about that.
All right. Well, I think, please, Turtle Time Court, settle this. Are you leaning more towards Katie's side now? What do you think about this Gretchen and Slade thing? Where do you stand? Because I think it's definitely more interesting now that I've talked about it with you, because I was kind of like, I don't know. I was just way more on Gretchen's side at the start of it. So I want to hear from everybody else, too. So then Jen says, Katie says, I'm not going to. Jen's basically like, there's so many lies and you keep trying to lump me in with them. Every time you say something about the Alexis Bellino call, which we know is also a lie, that Alexis Bellino was most likely there. She's like, you say that I was there with you and I'm really tired of that. I need you to take accountability. And Katie says, do you need my blood? I am not going to take accountability for me being told that Gretchen went to the hospital, because that's true. And then Jen says, that's all I needed to hear. I don't think we can move forward. And they have to end their convo, in this moment.
Yeah. I'm curious, do you think that any of this will come to light at the reunion? Like, will anything ever be revealed that will make it make sense, or we'll just never know? Like, will there be, I need a bombshell. I need the Phaedra basement moment. I'm like, what is the thing that's going to clarify this?
Okay. Here's what we don't have. Okay. If Andy Cohen could do this, if I was probably a producer, I'd probably recommend this. Matt, Ryan, and Slade go behind in chairs behind their significant others, and Andy asks them a bunch of questions, and they have probably already conspired to well, actually, no, they have Matt against them. So it's Ryan and Slade trying to conspire. Matt is on the counter with Katie to defend her. If Andy asks enough probing questions to those three, he is going to get some truths, because all of their stories are not going to be completely in tandem, synced, while Matt is also the aggressor trying to get to the bottom of what he knows. So that's probably the best way, because Ryan is the one unheard voice in this situation who was at Maestro's, and he could do a courageous thing, which I know.
He could sing like a canary.
He could sing like a canary. And Ryan could do a really brave thing, which I know he's very capable of. No, that's a way to get to the bottom of it, right?
I hope so. And I think Andy fucking hates Slade, so he'll be a hard ass on him.
Totally. And if there's any maestros, waiters, or waitresses, or servers, or hosts who were kind of
they zoom in and it's like me taking the order.
Oh my God. It's like, holy shit. Andy goes, we found the two servers that were serving
Kiki
them. It's
Kiki pouring the wine.
Oh my God. It's like, we know this. Yes, there's ways to get to the bottom of it. And I think that at the reunion is definitely the place. I mean, this has risen to be the number one conflict for this season. Right. So obviously Andy is going to do his due diligence to try to get to the bottom of this. And they're ready. I think obviously they're braced for talking about Naked Wasted.
Yes. Okay. Not much to get into here, but it's revealed. I think I saw this on like the news at the time, but Gina's ex-husband, Travis, no, wait, her current husband,
Matt. Sorry, Matt.
Yeah. The other Matt, had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Right after New Orleans.
I think did he say he was 40?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm turning 40 in December.
We have to go get your veins checked with all that dye they put in them.
I want to go. Will you go with me?
I'm down. I have heart disease in my family. I
Oh
want to
my God.
know.
Oh my God. Okay, let's both go. Let's do that thing that's a full body scan that Sheena advertised.
We have to get famous enough to get the Prenovo for free. That's my absolute dream.
If anybody, any Prenovo heads or anybody who's working at Prenovo wants to give Amy and I a full scan, that's going to be my ticket to paradise, knowing that every cell in my body is good.
Every
or
lump
they
and
do.
bump. You can do like torso only, or I think you could do head only, but your limbs are never included. I've looked into it.
No, I mean, that makes sense.
No limbs.
No, that makes sense.
Who needs them?
Knees. No. I want my full torso and I want my head. I want the combo.
Yeah.
I'm not going to reveal this, but yeah, I'll tell you after. Okay. Gina. Okay, so I love this scene though with Gina. Gina is really, I mean, oh my God. After 3 seasons of not thinking Gina was maybe up to par with these cast members, I really enjoy Gina. I think that not OG, but a long tested cast member is really causing Gina to shine. The respect that everybody has for Gina is beautiful. Like Shannon has really come to respect Gina and Emily, even though she like hated them at the start. She kind of was putting them through their paces or whatever. But Gina gives this beautiful scene where her relationship with Britt, which is Matt's new wife, is so good and sweet and beautiful. They have this like very wonderful friendship together, like because there's so many contentious things. I mean, speaking of Meghan King Edmunds and Jim Edmunds now, they have this beautiful relationship, and Gina just thanks Britt for taking Matt immediately to the hospital because they said his heart was like about to burst. They put a bunch of stents in it, and she goes, Britt went full beast mode and took Matt to the hospital, got this heart attack, and she goes, I was so thankful that I didn't have to have that conversation with my children about their dad, and it's really sweet and beautiful. They're both crying.
Yeah, she's like, I feel like bordering on friend of almost. They like, it feels like they want to bring her around.
I think the scene that we're going to talk about at the end was sort of like, hey, do you want to bring any friends to start bouncing around? I haven't seen that facet of Britt, but I do think she'd be good. And then you get the Matt and Britt stuff in there, in addition to Gina. And then I liked when Gina gave a bunch of gifts to Matt. She goes, heart healthy, or Mediterranean diet and like baby aspirin and stuff like that. Kind of cute.
I love, it was just like, it was gifts like my mom gives me where it's just like a bag of shit. Like it was just like, she's like, and look, there's this like krill oil. It says it's good for your heart. I'm like, it's just like random, like completely like, you're like, thanks.
It was random, but I think that Mediterranean dinner is really going to help. Baby aspirin, I've heard, and then who knows about that krill. Okay, Heather then is at lunch with Tamra and Jen. Sort of an odd, trio, because Jen and Tamra at this point, are not doing great. Yeah. But Heather sort of is facilitating a sit down in a way, and they've also got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. Tamra's like, I couldn't sleep after the lie detector. I'm jacked up. That was amazing. Like, what was that? And Jen is like, Katie brought me some evidence that we have to look over, and they're all like, flop. Heather's like, yeah, my husband is a doctor on TV, but also a doctor in real life. Like, so she immediately was like, that's how it works. Move on.
Yeah, I completely concur with that statement. And Tamra goes, I don't know about this shit. Tamra goes, I don't know about this shit, and I don't want to give my take on it yet because I'm not sure. Basically hedging your bets on this one. And then we know in future, Tamra, which I don't know if we already talked about this, but Tamra has already been like, Team Katie all the way, baby. The wind is blowing towards Katie for me. This is my new squad. It's Katie, Tamra, and who else is there anyone else on that side of things?
She keeps posting, like, Katie posted a selfie of what she wore to the lie detector and was like, another wasted outfit, and Tamra put like, always like dressed the best, fire.
She goes, Katie, I love you more than anything. You are so perfect to me. It's funny it's definitely funny to me for Tamra to align herself so quickly with Katie,
so,
someone that
like,
she doesn't care about or like
to follow. I will also say one thing that is like, I feel like worth noting is that Tamra doesn't seem very worried about this this roofie storyline.
No,
so that's like, I feel like if there was any like
she brought it up.
Right, like I'm like, I would feel like because of like all the legal stuff she's been through and everything, like she should be worried that that's like kind of like an insane rumor. But I guess if the victim of the said crime is saying it's not true, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, she's more delighting in the fact that she knows she didn't do it, and she can call Gretchen a lying hypocrite. So she loves it. She's reveling in that aspect of the story. But then people have rightfully said, well, don't dig into Naked Wasted
Right.
because of what Tamra's complicity in that situation was with her evil son. So I don't know why this is something that Tamra wants to bring up. But,
Right.
I'm starting to really, really backtrack on my take of that maybe it doesn't matter how this shit gets onto the onto the show. If Katie did just admit that I did whisper that in Kiki's ear at that brunch, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, that would kind of resolve a lot of things for me. And then it's just like, okay, well, now it's fodder for the show. Okay, and then they go, okay, now that polygraph shit, we've kind of wrapped our heads around that. We don't care. Jen says, I want to talk about our friendship, Tamra. Where did we go wrong? I think I overvalued our friendship. And Tamara goes, don't say that. I secretly loved you too. We only fight with those that we truly care about. So there has to be care there for you. And then they kind of bury the hatchet here. Jen says, this is a small step for for us to move forward.
Yeah. Tamara also says that what happened with Ryan was an aha moment, and that's like what made her start therapy. So I think that like lawsuit really scared her straight.
Yeah, kind of to me, I'm like, I rarely ever defend Tamra, but I am sort of bummed that she was like, I've been playing by the rules of Bravo defamation roulette, where I could say anything in the world about anyone all the time, and it's fun. And then I got sued for the first time. It's like I would almost be pissed at production for the second time. I'd be like, I'm tired of getting sued. What the hell is going on? Alex Baskin, let me say whatever the hell I want on this show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They need clauses. I already said this. They need clauses where it says you can't sue anybody actively on the cast.
Yeah. I thought, don't they have that?
I think they do, but Ryan is a loophole because he's not a full-time cast member.
Yeah.
Okay, so they agree to a truce, and Heather takes an iconic selfie with them two, like holding hands or whatever behind them. Kind
thumbs up. Then there's a quick like alternate scene where Emily, Shannon, and Gina talk about the thing, that the polygraph was fake of it all, and they're like total bullshit. Emily's like, the women wrote the questions themselves, so they don't give it any validity. And then it just switches to Emily crying about her son, which again, sad, but I don't have much to say about that.
Yeah, no, yeah, I completely agree. It's just so sad, and I appreciated actually getting like evidence of it, how it's impacting her, because it's been more at home scenes with Shane, and it's like, this is clearly to show what they're going through in their marriage. But this was like, oh my God, she's in the scene, filming a scene about shopping where they're talking about the thing being faked or whatever. And then it is a very concerning call for me. Like, I do feel so sad that her and Shane are going through this. And she's like, this could be the cause of our divorce, because we are so worried and we can't get on the same page about Luke, that our relationship is suffering. And then she was like, I can't breathe. It was almost like she wanted a fourth wall break. Like, can we cut? She's like, I get these calls all of the time.
Yeah. Was he home alone? Like, what was going on?
Great question. I think, so Shane had to go pick up Isabel, I forget her name. And then Luke didn't want to go because he's refusing a lot of stuff, and he also is very needy for Emily. And so maybe he was home alone, and he goes, I'm going to go outside. I'm going to race and walk our dog right now if you don't get home immediately. So Emily is just totally stressed. But I did love this, just a lighter moment. I've never seen this before, but that pillow when they're shopping, it says, not tonight, my dear. And then if you flip it, it says, tonight's the night. And
it's like what you put on your like dishwasher that's like dirty or clean.
Totally. And it's for husbands or wives or significant anybody who has sex with each other in a bed to be like, look at where the pillow is flopped towards. We can have sex or we can't. I've never seen that before, but I love that kind of thing.
Love it. Okay, then we get Katie and Matt. They have a whole dedicated scene to talk through their point of view. This is where Matt, do you trust him or no?
I think that Matt is advocating for Katie, and he's being a very strong, loyal husband, and he's doing what he should do. But, I don't want to say this again, but just because you said I'm verifying this, look how many times I've been called about this. I think in my mind, in my deepest part of my mind, that Slade is like, God, I'm sorry we said that. We didn't mean it. Please, please. Now we're going to get sued. We're defaming Tamra. We were drunk at Maestro's. We say a bunch of stupid shit. Have you seen us? Gretchen was about to be pulled out on her ass. She was so drunk. And I tell lies all the time. Please don't bring this up. Why did you tell a blogger? Oh my God, this sucks. And then Matt's like,
45 minutes.
I could scream for that for 43 minutes right now. Please don't do this. You're going to ruin our lives. This is so bad, especially with our worst enemy. And Matt goes, see, he calls me to stop it. This proves that you're in the right, Katie. And it's like, well, no, I mean, yes, in theory,
It
but
proves
also
there's a conspiracy of some kind.
the conspiracy is them saying, for the love of God, please stop talking about this. I'm sorry that she said this. I'm so sorry that Gretchen said this salacious story. She was just trying to hold court and impress you all with these.
That you're just like, your logic holds. Like, you're like, I see no issue with someone just making that up to hold court. Like, that's insane. Like, I think it's either it was a takedown and they got told you cannot fucking do that.
It wasn't.
Or she didn't say it.
Oh, I think she was holding court and she embellished the story a little bit. And the hospital stuff was...
You cannot say embellished the story a little bit to include a blood test with a roofie positive result.
Okay.
That is not...
Hashtags for this. There's 3 different hashtags you can use. Gretchen and Slade holding court. Or Gretchen holding court hashtag. It's an embellished story. You know what that means? Gretchen holding
Just
court.
For fun.
It's an embellished story that they never wanted on camera, that they never thought someone would run to the gossip blogs about. Hashtag number 2 is, what did you say the second one was?
Camera takedown.
Tamra takedown. We're saying this because we want it on camera and we think it's going to be very vital and robust. And this would be perfect if one of these new cast members brought this to the forefront. And then hashtag, third hashtag is
Believe Gretchen didn't say it.
No lies detected. Gretchen said no lies. And then is there one that absolves Katie of all wrongdoing? Katie in the clear?
Yeah, just you believe everything she says.
All right, let us know. I really, it's been a lot more fun, to actually talk about this than I would have ever thought. Okay, but that's why I think Matt keeps saying, because he's ride or die for his wife. He doesn't know how this show works, so he's just like, I heard the truth. I know what I heard. Look how many times these people have called me. And then Katie, and then Matt and Katie tried to get some digs in on Slade, which normally if 2 different people were doing it, I'd be like, oh, I'm all in on Slade slander. I love this type of stuff. But they were kind of, all of a sudden they were like, this guy sucks, by the way. Who would talk to him for 43 minutes? He wants to be a housewife. And Matt goes, I saw a clip on TikTok of Andy handing him his ass.
Yeah. They did a few shady Slade clips on this one. I think the show itself is trying to take him down.
Totally. And then, and they do a major one. I don't want to step on it. They do a major one later. One of Slade's worst moments in history.
That Miss Piggy night.
Totally. Oh my God. Oh my God. We'll talk about that roast. Okay. And then Katie goes, but guess what, Matt? You've fully verified everything that I said. Thanks for showing those 3-way phone calls. Thanks for the 43-minute call that you showed. But I just miss my friendship with Jen. And I don't think I'll ever see my friend group again. And then we don't see her for the rest of the episode.
Right. Yeah.
And you don't see her in the mid-season trailer.
I know. Like, does she not get to go on the trip? Did you see the video of Matt picking her up with one arm?
No, where was that hosted?
I think it was probably her Instagram. They're walking and he picks her up in one arm and it's like, she's like, oh, haha, like how amazing. And then Gina tried to do it too.
In the same video or she tried to do that same viral video? She tried to
recreate it with Travis.
Did it look like Jesse and Allie right after they get married and McBee Dynasty?
I will say, Matt, it's smooth. Like it looks... They accomplished it looking like a romantic video.
Yeah. I like Matt. Matt.
He seems like a cool guy.
I'm fine with him. I am totally fine with Matt. I just think that while he's defending Katie, he's not asking any questions about how this did get started, which is, what I've already mentioned. Okay, but now we get to beach day, and you and I can sort of be like a kind of volleyball game going back and forth. We can rip through this thing like a quick volleyball. But Katie is not allowed to join.
Yep.
This is Jen's beach day. And she goes, I'm sorry. I just thought it was for the best that everybody gets to go except for Katie.
Yeah, she couldn't afford that many croissants.
Right.
Tamra brings Joe again, which she tries to say later because Gretchen's like, did you have to bring her? And she's like, why not? Does it bother you? And she's like, it's not great. Like, I'm just, what are your intentions? She's like, oh, I didn't think about all that. I'm like, okay.
I just bring Joe to 2 events a season for some reason, even though Joe doesn't speak at all. And it was right after, no. Actually, no, Gretchen and her haven't. No, actually, we didn't talk about this. Gretchen and Tamra had a moment after the lie detector that they talk about in the very beginning where they did hug and they had a sweet moment and they said, let's bury the hatchet a little bit. So then that's why Gretchen is surprised that Joe gets brought to this beach day, because she was like, I thought we made a little bit of headway after that lie detector thing.
Also, I had seen online this week Tamra saying, because people were like, why didn't Tamra ask Gretchen why she said she did go to the hospital in like after the lie detector? And Tamra commented, I did, but they cut it. But then they did show it this week.
They did, yeah. So she's probably just like, oh, that's coming. Or I don't like when they said like they cut stuff. I'm like, come on, don't like, production's gonna be pissed. You know what I mean? Shannon, they start playing volleyball, and Dawson and Grayson are like 2 rival volleyball league captains, and they are all saying which Spice girl they are, and they say Shannon is disheveled Spice, and Shannon does some of the best physical comedy I think I've ever seen in my life. She runs into the net and then gets bounced back. She volleyballs the ball up on her head, and then it hits her on her head like that. And then she slides under the net at one point.
Yeah, absolute disaster. They sit down and everyone, it's like news hour. Everyone's just sharing their updates. And Heather said that her daughter's dream school was USC. And Shannon goes, I don't have any pull.
Yeah.
She's like, you're not going to catch me doing the USC scandal.
Oh, that's what she was referencing? I thought that she was immediately telling Heather, like, hey, I can't get you in. My daughter's got to USC, but I can't do anything. I thought it was a little rude because it was like,
it was weird.
Yeah, Heather was like, okay, all right, sorry, I wasn't asking.
She's like, well, bitch, it doesn't matter. She got into motherfucking Yale.
Yeah, just like I was thinking Rory and Gilmore Girls.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember?
Yeah. And then Paris goes there too.
Yeah, Rory wanted to go to Harvard, but then Grandpa works his magic, and he goes, you're a Yaley through and through. And so Rory decides to go to Yale instead of Harvard, and also to be closer to her mom instead of Harvard.
She had that cool-ass dorm.
So, oh my God, with Paris. It was so cool. But it's a betrayal of her character. They only did it because it wouldn't justify why Rory is home with her mom all the time in Harvard. So they made her sacrifice the one ideal she had, and she has to go to Yale. Anyway, okay. And then they say, is this when they say, okay, they say good news, bad news, or good news Friday?
Yeah.
With one bad news, which is that Shannon's daughter, Sophie, had a massive breakup. But then they say, let's talk about good news now for the rest of it. It was kind of sweet, them just exchanging good news. It felt weird and out of character for them to just be like happy and fun for a little bit.
Totally. Yeah. Tamra's daughter has her first boyfriend. Shannon's daughter, despite the breakup, is going to join them shortly at this picnic. Shane's dad is out of the hospital. Joe is trying to have a baby at 44. And then Jen and Tamra are on the mend, but there is a conversation to follow where I was thinking it was going to go totally haywire, but they stay in the pocket. They make it work.
Gretchen and Tamra need a little extra care to each other. Also, Gina, sorry to say this for no reason, but Gina's daughter, Sienna Rose, also got the kindest kid in class.
Nice.
Okay, yeah, then let's go to Gretchen and Tamra go, we need a little private conversation because there's still some stuff bubbling up. They say, why the hell did you say that you went to the hospital in that car? And Gretchen goes, if I said I went to the hospital, I misspoke. And Tamra is in her confessional. She goes, you misspoke? She goes, you're a liar, Gretchen. This is, you lie all the time. So she's pissed about that. But
I mean, that is a crazy thing to be unclear about.
Yeah, I you know what? Maybe what part of this for me is that I go to the hospital so often that I'm just like, did I go to the hospital after? No, you're right. It's a major inconsistency. I think that if I was doing the Pinocchio ranking, Gretchen did one big lie, her nose is out to here, and then Katie's has a little bit of the leaves and stuff on it.
Yeah, I need Andy to be like, did you go to the hospital? Yes or no? She'll probably say no. And then he'll go, why did you say it in the car? Like, and play the clip. Yeah. And then she'll have to be like, I don't know.
I don't know what she'll say. That was, I swear.
And she says it all weird and quiet. Like she knows that she's lying.
Yes, I did. Yeah. That's, I think that's, that's just that one, that's an extra branch that comes out of the nose that when you have to account for what you did. Gretchen goes, why'd you bring Joe? Tamara goes, not that deep, like you said. And then they go, let's talk about all this shit really quickly about all the stuff you said and I said. Gretchen says, you said the deadbeat dad thing, which really affected Slade when he was getting jobs. They would look up famous deadbeat dads and Slade's and photo would show up.
Yeah. Tamara really responded to like taking food out of his kid's mouth storyline.
She goes, huh? She goes, stuff I said that was bad. She goes, stuff I said that was bad about him is on Google where you can look at it. She's like, huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really
She's like, wow, I really never considered that.
I'm sorry. And she goes, but guess what? My stuff was all real stuff. Guess what Slade did to me? He said P.F. Goodrich is looking for new Michelin men, big puffy Michelin men, and that I just should become the mascot for it at a comedy roast.
I forgot he did comedy. Oh my God.
It's one scene. It's so awful. It's one of the worst scenes in Housewives history. He goes, I'm going to show a picture of Vicky Gunvalson. Cue up the photo. And then it's just Miss Piggy. And he goes, look at that. That's Vicky. And then he goes, in another thing. Here comes the Michelin man. And it's like, oh my God, what the hell? You're not funny at all.
Roast. There was a Shaws of Sunset episode where Reza did stand up and it was so offensive and horrible. Oh. And then didn't Bethenny have a brief stand up era like in the past few years?
Oh, absolutely.
Like what is going on with these people?
People who have been told that they're funny all their lives, they say, oh, well, let me get up on stage. And you realize that comedy is not something that just funny people can do. It's a fully trained, workshopped exercise that you need to really hone, and people blow it. It's like it's horrible. But anyway, okay, then they go, hey, yes, Michelin man, check, got that. But they go, let's just move forward. Tamara goes, I want to move forward. Let's get to 2025. Let's talk about the here and now. And Gretchen says, I'm ready for that. Kind of again, it's like I'm ready. Let's just start from scratch.
Heather also reminds us that Gretchen was at Tamara's wedding, which was like well after Naked Wasted. So like they had a period of like some peace. And also when Gretchen calls her out for bringing up Slade on her podcast, Tamara goes, iHeart is the one that makes the list of our topics.
Yeah. She's like, and pulls the headlines or whatever. It's like,
must
you really
be nice.
Yeah. Oh my God! Please, iHeart, please help us out. She just loves like throwing up all of her throwing her employers under the bus immediately whenever she gets called out for something. But they do go, let us now skip because we are in a good place. And Shannon has this look where she's like, oh God, now I'm the only one who still hates Tamara. Yeah. And she goes, I've been skipping with Tamara a million times. Yeah. I'm normally majorly skipping around the beach with Tamara, but I'm not doing that again.
The last holdout.
And
then, the rest of it is just them trying to make Shannon's daughter feel better by telling their bad breakup stories, one of which Tamara claims that in the 80s, she broke into her ex's house and chopped up his leather jacket, and then she was left standing in the garage with a knife, and he came home and saw her wielding a weapon.
Yeah. Could you imagine going to a diner with your sweetheart, and then you open up your garage, and Tamara is standing there with your ripped leather jacket on, and she's holding and wielding a knife at you right when you open the garage? I mean, you'd immediately have to say, honey, I have to leave.
Yeah. Okay, so it ends with the mid-season trailer, which it looks like there's another trip.
Yeah, where the hell was it?
Amsterdam.
Oh my God. Holy shit. I didn't even know. I was looking at this. I definitely saw this with my eyes, and I didn't even know it was Amsterdam.
Yeah, we have to revisit. I don't want to go here. Shannon having a drinking problem. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't want to go there either. But it was kind of funny because they show that Gina is worried about her drinking, and then Tamara 1 second later goes, "Even Gina is worried about your drinking," and throws Gina under the bus
She's
immediately.
like, what?
That was funny. And then no Katie, like we already talked about. And then there's a great moment that I loved, which is that they go, "When the hell did Heather become Tamara's ride or die for life?" And Emily and Gina are talking about this, and they go, "Because Heather is fucking scared of Tamara." And they go, "When did Heather become such a coward?" I'm like, I love that. That's one of those underrated aspects that I want to hear more about.
Yeah. There's also apparently the big moment at the end is that Gretchen tells some story about Tamara that she's been holding on to. Apparently there's something else. And Tamara does a classic. She gets in her face, has both middle fingers up and goes, "Fuck off!"
Yeah, I saw that. She does a huge fuck off. That's when that day Tamara said, she said, "At Katie, I'm on your team now," probably. Once Gretchen did that for one final thing. And then there was a very funny fourth wall break where Shannon is at a bar and she goes, "What's that music I hear? It couldn't be." And then she goes,
"Do do 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 do," and she's like, "That's the Orange County Housewives music. Are you trying to make me have an aneurysm?" That's such a funny prank to just like play that at like a low level, like everywhere a housewife goes.
Yeah, I think some of the Vanderpump Rules cast members have talked about how that theme song fills them with pure dread if they ever hear it out in the world. So I can imagine how Shannon felt like that. A wonderful episode. I really got to say, it was fun to parse it and think about it. Do those hashtags with how you feel.
Yes, please. I need to know what people think.
Now let's rip through this. You and I, come on. We're going to talk about Miami. It's wonderful. I thought it was a very fun episode on par with what we've already been talking about. But it really ramps up or picks up steam like a steamship when we get to the actual cruise ship, Richard Branson's cruise ship. So we'll sort of breeze through the first half and then get to the real meat of it.
Yes.
Did you love this title?
Navigating Friendships.
Did it immediately make you realize when friend and ships were two words that was a great play on that we're going to be on a ship?
Yes, I think so. I wish that Richard Branson was in this episode, but
I know.
I digress.
I keep doubting that Richard actually called Marisol because I watched it again and it looks like it was a pre-recorded video where he just paused and he said a bunch of generic things to her.
It was a cameo.
I think it was a cameo. That would be a great cameo.
"I'd love to welcome you on my cruise ship."
Oh, all right. Well, it's splendid to have you coming. All right. Have a great day. That would be awesome. You could be like, look at this FaceTime I had with my friend.
Yeah.
I think he did something like that. Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk about the cruise ship. I got to save all of my takes. Yeah. They're burning a hole in my mind.
Yes. Stephanie says that she's going to be chill on the cruise. Her cruise persona is nautical Steph, which I won't get ahead of it, but a few people are about to puke on that thing, which I felt like was really a bad marketing.
I love when Richard Branson himself can't control the narrative about his rocking steamships that make you sick as hell. 3 or 4 people say, "I've been barfing nonstop since I've been on this cruise ship. I can't wait to get off the maiden voyage."
Where is it even going, did they say?
I think it just spins around in circles.
Or it's just stationary?
I think it's spinning around in the ocean, just going back and forth. And they're like, "I'm so sick. I've never been sick." They're like, "I love these rooms, but I can't stop barfing." And it's like, oh my God, Richard Branson's going to be so pissed when he sees this.
Marisol is going to be banished.
One thing I want to say is that this was sort of Hall of Fame Stephanie episode for me. I was so proud of Stephanie. Mainly, it's for this conclusion she comes to at the very end of this episode, the tease for next week. But I think that Stephanie is handling everything really well, and she found out the true character of some of these castmates, and I'm excited for her to go toe to toe with them, and that she's not afraid.
I kept thinking like, Katie is so lost in the sauce in the OC of like how to manage this game of chess, and she like cannot. She's like in an MC Escher painting where she's just like where do I go?
They said this and that said that way, and this stair goes this way. Oh my God, it's totally
and Stephanie
like that.
Is like oriented.
Oh my God, Stephanie is really. I mean, I see any criticism of Stephanie, but she is definitely shining as a first time cast member on this show.
You could not like her, but like she is playing the game.
Yeah, and she's brave. I love her. I mean, I just get such a thrill when she stands up to Marisol and Alexia, this
Yeah,
dynasty
which
that has
needs
not
to
been
be done.
challenged. It totally. Okay, let's quickly say Julia says, guess what, to Marisol, Martina's making cherry pie, but also
They're always FaceTiming Martina. I'm like, I don't need to check in with her.
I know. For the first 2 minutes, I was like, why are we checking in with Martina making this
She's
cherry
like
pie?
in town.
It's like, and then Marisol's kind of like, yeah, great pie. Okay. And then Julia goes, guess what? My daughter let it slip and said, I love you, Mom, which Julia is not talking enough about this
Yeah.
horrible strained relationship with her two older daughters. But she goes, I did get a rare I love you, and it sent me to the moon and back.
Yes. Then they're talking about like the drama of Stephanie in Spain and like how Julia was like, yeah, I didn't care about you guys not coming. Like she made a whole thing about it. Like they're kind of anti-Stephanie in this conversation. And then Marisol is like, I need everyone to be on their best behavior because I cannot get banished from Richard's kingdom.
Yeah, it's true. And when you get a look at that ship, you're like, this is Richard's kingdom. It's like, this is his playground. This is his kingdom. This is his lair. Like every piece of Branson is all over that that ship. I don't like how Marisol is talking about Stephanie. I'll just say it. Really like calling into question how loud Stephanie screams. I think it's all her being taken aback that anyone has any words for her in any capacity because they're center mojito holders that shouldn't be touched. I think that's where Marisol's energy towards Stephanie is coming from.
Right. Okay, we get a fun little scene with Kiki and her dad. He's in town. She makes him eat sushi. They talk about the fact that he kicked her out of the house for being a model, and he sort of like brushes it off. He's like, well, look at you now. Look at all these cameras. It worked out great. And I'd be like, fuck yourself.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, thank God it worked out for me after this horrible tragedy that happened in my life. Yeah, the dad did not want to talk about it all. He didn't want to eat salmon tartare, and he didn't really want to talk about this. So Kiki's doing the heavy lifting, telling their story to her dad, being like, I'm so happy that I was able to forgive you. There was some discrepancy in what happened where she took the stepmom's word for it or something and thought the dad had broached had vouched for that position. But regardless, I was happy to see that like her dad and her are on a good path forward. And Kiki was really like talking about her feelings of that horrible era in her life. So it was a sweet scene overall.
Yeah. I'm going to Hawaii with my parents in a few months, and I'm like, I need to force my parents to try like poke, but like if they're like him, they'd be like, ugh, I don't like that. No.
Really?
Even though my dad exclusively eats fish, like we go to like a Mexican restaurant, he orders fish. Like he orders fish at every meal, but he will not eat raw fish.
Okay, I was just going to ask because you could, if you like sushi, you just squeeze out the middle and put it in a big bowl. But you're saying they don't like sushi either. So poke and sushi.
They don't fuck with the raw stuff. Like whenever, because Torrance, where I'm from, where they live, has like some of the best Japanese food. Like down there, it's the good shit. And so we'll go to like a really good place, and they get teriyaki.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I think that you should blindfold your parents. Order a bunch of shit that you whisper in the server's ear, and then when it's in front of them, they're going to say, this poke looks remarkably good. It looks like the innards of sushi.
Kiki's dad liked it.
Yeah, and I kind of felt jealous of Kiki's dad for getting to eat sort of sushi for the first time. Could you imagine like the mind-blowing experience of getting to try sushi? You're blown away.
So good.
Do you remember in Mad Men? You probably won't remember. Not a lot of people remember this, but do you remember when Don Draper gets to try Mexican food for the first time? And he goes, stop everything. I just had the best food of my life. He goes, shut up, everyone. Are you eating what I'm eating here?
Is that when he goes to California?
He goes to California, and they go, we have a dish to serve to you, Mr. Draper. It's called Mexican. And he goes, they show his face. John Hamm can't even like act like he's Don Draper at that point. His eyes start rolling back in his head. He goes, this is the best food I've ever had.
Isn't he like from California?
No, he has his California era. I don't think he was.
Who is Dick Whitman? Where's Dick Whitman from?
Great question. The Midwest, I think.
Okay.
He's from the Midwest. California is like Don wants to have the classic Jack Kerouac story towards the end, and he really wants to get out of New York City in the later years of Mad Men. So he takes little trips there, and then he like starts that. I think the agency out in L.A. or I don't remember, but I just remember in the second or third season he does for the first time have that experience with Mexican food, and it blows his mind.
They filmed that Big Sur scene in Palos Verdes. if I recall correctly. Yes.
Are you talking about the scene that I think
the
you're talking about?
The end. The
Oh
finale.
yeah, of course. Oh yeah. Oh my God, I know exactly. Oh yeah. Oh, that
I'd
beautiful.
like to buy the world a Coke.
Oh my God. Do you want to talk about what that finale means?
Go ahead.
Well, no. We'll talk about it later. I'm rewatching Mad Men. That's why everything reminds me
you
of Mad Men.
are?
Yeah, I'm rewatching it. I bought it for
wow.
$20 on Apple
Ooh.
TV.
All the way through?
$20. 6 seasons on Apple TV for Mad Men.
I need to browse those deals. I'm shooting myself in the foot.
I think I've told you for 2 years, but there's this $4.99 bargain bin Apple TV category, and you just click in there, and all the best movies that you've ever seen in your life for $5. I just wait until they're $5. And Mad Men was 20. But anyway, the finale of Mad Men, he takes all that introspective. Oh, sorry, skip forward 30 seconds. No spoilers for Mad Men. He takes all of that introspection and meditation and all that mental health wellness, and he brings that back to McCann and gives Coke a kick-ass ad, right?
Benefiting the shareholders with your spiritual growth. I love it.
Totally. All right, Lisa and Jody, this is quick. Jody gives a classic edited scene where Lisa is talking about how bad she wants to be married. She goes, "My finger is looking very bare. I wish there was a wedding ring on it." And Jody's going,
He's like, "Bitch, we've got issues."
He goes in his confessional, which Lisa doesn't like the truth being told in confessionals. He goes, "This lawsuits and all this Larsa shit is horrible for me. We fight and I sleep on the couch." And Lisa goes, "Stop it. Shush, don't say this to them. They're going to use this." And then he goes, "And also, I think we need therapy before we get engaged." And she goes,
cut.
Yeah. So it was kind of funny. I love Lisa. She's my favorite cast member. She was being a little silly by really laying it on thick that she wanted to get married. And Jody's just not ready for there. But I got to say about Jody, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that this is that big of a deal to be the recipient of. If I was on this franchise and they're like, "Riley texted Larsa Pippen," I'd be like, "Yes, I did." And I only wanted to say this one thing or whatever, but I think that that's like, out of all the things that house husbands have handled, this is like a 1 out of 10. And so like, if Lisa's going to be on this show, and like, I don't think you should judge your relationship based off like this kind of low level thing. It could get a lot worse. I didn't really think this was huge in any way for him to be like having to deal with it.
Not that big of a deal.
No.
Okay, then we get Stephanie with a friend, a very iconic beauty icon, Anastasia Beverly Hills.
I didn't know who this was. Did you know?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have like recognized her, I don't think, but like it's a huge brand. She does Oprah's eyebrows. I think she does the Kardashians' eyebrows. But it's like the #1 brow product in the world.
Anastasia is responsible for the most popular eyebrow product in the world.
Yeah.
Whoa. So Stephanie's really pulling out big guns here.
It's legit.
That is awesome. Oh my God. So that just completely goes over my head, that kind of stuff. I go, who the hell is this? A new possible friend of you're trying to test out? But no.
The Anastasia.
Oh my God. And she goes, "Guess what? I'm rich. I am going to build a bunch of gift bags, and also Kiki is going to get a drink at this party, like a fun drink where all the proceeds of everyone who buys this drink gets to go to a Haitian charity of Kiki's choosing."
Yes. Anastasia really wants Stephanie to have a baby, and she's like, "Masood is old as hell. Like, by the time the kid is like 10, he'll be like 100. But she's like, "You'd be a great mom. You should totally do it." But she doesn't seem that into it. She also said no boogers and Birkins earlier. I don't think that's what she wants, but
yeah. I mean, I gotta say, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we haven't. Well, I don't want to be gross, but it's not as bad of a thing as you think. Getting a bunch of boogers everywhere. It's not a huge concern.
Oh my God, I'm so glad Norman's out of his booger era.
I remember his
God.
Booger era.
It was so bad.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. It's just don't let that be the thing that stops you, Stephanie. You're not going to get. You'll get like 3 boogers on your Birkin the entire time. And then also, I don't like that Stephanie is questioning how good she's doing on this show. Alexia and Marisol are, I don't want to say gaslight. They're making her question her character and her persona on the show when Stephanie, you're killing it. I
Yeah.
got news for you.
They're like, you're really loud and like
She's loud.
annoying.
I almost can't film scenes with her because she's so loud. It's like, oh yeah, this is the first person that's ever been loud anywhere on a reality television show. So I don't like that. And she's like, so that's where this nautical stuff is coming. And then Anastasia is like, hey, they'll get used to you, or they're going to see your personality. You're just used to being a boss, and don't fret about it, or something. It was just nice advice. And I was like, that's the advice you should take, Stephanie. Stephanie in no way should cater her behavior to Marisol and Alexia. That is a losing gambit. That's the worst advice you could ever take.
Yeah. But I also love like the scapegoat or like cop out of being like, you're not bossy, you're a boss. Like the next time I'm rude, I'm gonna be like, that's how it is to be a woman because I need to be in rooms with men. I'm just gonna say that every time I'm ill behaved.
Yeah, say it. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm used to being
How dare you?
I'm used to being a boss. Yeah. And
you don't know what I go through.
Yes. And in my full defense of Stephanie, which I don't mean to be fully defensive, I do think that she is holding over her wealth over the cast members, and the jet stuff was really annoying. So that is one thing that she could change about her character if she uses wealth to try to like appease people or
Yeah. It was certainly like not in good taste, but I enjoyed watching it.
Me too. I enjoyed what she was doing too. Yeah, you're right. I'm just saying, like Marisol, that's a legitimate beef to have. To say you
like
hold your
I would
jet
feel that
over.
way too. Where I'd be like, I don't need that, thank you.
Yeah, and like
I'm good.
if I fight with you and Marabella,
Uh-oh. We got a 1-star review for our ill pronunciation, which I would say if you are an active listener, we pronounce everything wrong across the board, like have freaking Elphaba. Like it's just kind of our thing. So I'm sorry.
What did they wrote? You two are. Can I say that word? Is it offensive?
They called us hillbillies.
Yeah, they said you two are. This show is a show hosted by two hillbillies, and they said this is how you pronounce that city, Marbella.
Yeah, I think so.
Marbella. Yeah.
We should post the clip of Marbella. We should post that clip of Ramona and Sonia freaking out after Aviva calls them trailer trash.
Totally.
And they're like, what is that?
Yeah,
I don't even know what that is.
We should totally, yeah. It's a pretty rough review for me to read. Obviously, 1 stars are pretty horrible. Should we have gotten 1 star for pronouncing
all the way down to 1?
Marbella? Yeah, I'll definitely remember that. Marbella. But yeah, it said this podcast is hosted by two hillbillies with a 1-star review. So kind of rough.
I never.
Okay, now let's get into this cruise. This thing is called the Resilient Lady, and now
the maiden voyage. So it really is marketing. Like,
yeah, they should have let Marisol throw a big champagne bottle at the side, like they do on the Titanic. But they don't do that. They have these cruise greeters that are waiting for it, and Marabella, Marisol. Marisol gets to kind of revel in having all the clout and fun and be like, look at me in Richard's kingdom. She goes, look at these cruise greeters. And I noticed that Stephanie, when these cruise greeters start doing backflips, Stephanie goes, oh, she gets like grossed out by these cruise greeters. I was like, damn, that's so fucked up. Like, let Marisol have a little bit of fun. Who cares if there's cruise greeters?
I guess they are the the first indication of the vibe of the cruise. I've never been on a cruise where it had like little stinkers come out and like do like funny little like jester shit.
It was so cute and fun. They were like, get on board the Richard cruise. We're so happy. And Stephanie's like, oh, this sucks. This is nothing like a jet.
Trash.
Yeah. Okay. And then, they don't go to the Rockstar Suite yet.
Adriana's like in a huge funk.
Yeah. She got called old, and she's really taking.
It's been so long.
I know, but it's the perfect. She got a taste of her own medicine, and it is bitter.
Yeah,
she doesn't like. She feels. She goes, old makes people start to think of you differently, and being called old now they're like, when are we putting Adriana out to pasture? You know.
Yeah, she's definitely going through it. She's like, I'm tired. I have a pinched nerve. I have a birthday coming up and I'm dealing with all of this ageism. And Gertie's like, girl, you got to snap out of it. She's like, let's get drunk. And she's like, I am drunk.
She goes, Yeah, she goes, I am drunk.
I'm drunk already.
Yeah. Okay. We got to talk about this. They start screaming like the Toys R Us toy run as they get to the Rockstar suite, and they immediately started playing heavy metal. And there's a bunch of like guitars on the walls that are signed. There's huge speakers like for rocking out. There's they have spray painted Rockstar on the shower curtains or whatever, and they're all like just going, oh my God, this is one of the best suites we've ever been to. And this is where you have to say that they are being paid, or Bravo is being paid, or this is definitely a full 30-minute advertisement for the resilient lady.
Totally. And they because they break them up into two different groups for dinner, and I'm like, they probably want to show the two different restaurants available.
That is absolutely why Marisol said we have to go to two dinners, so we can show off the test kitchen experience and whatever the hell else classic dining Richard experience that they have. Marisol goes, you just said it perfectly. So she goes, we're going to break in the groups up into people that don't have conflict with each other so that no one can fight. Right?
Yeah. So it's Julia, Lisa, Marisol, Alexia, and then Kiki, Stephanie, Larsa, Gertie. Lisa's on time, and then she starts giving shit to everyone else for being late. And they're like, all right, like, you're late every single time. Like, you don't get to talk shit on us this time.
Yeah, they go, nice try, Lisa, but you've been late a lot in the past.
Yeah.
And then they go, Alexia is trying to milk the Jody texting thing, which I'm like, oh my God, speaking of things I never want to hear about for the rest of my life. Like we said last week, it's either on the table and can happen, or it can't. It can't be arbitrary like this. Can Jody text Larsa? We find out that Larsa texted Jody first, and then Jody was responding, whether you think that's true or not. But I'm just like, I can't even get my heart half into this Jody text conflict. And Lexi's like, it's awful. It brought her back to Marcus, getting those texts. And Adriana's like, shut up. She's like, I'm dealing with ageism over here, and I got a pinched nerve. She goes, shut up, Alexia. And then what's her name? Lisa goes, I'm not dealing. She goes, I'm done with this. I'm not talking about the Jody text shit. He wants to be out of this, and I don't care about it, and it's not a big deal. And basically, like, let's stop talking about it. Like, she's gonna try to tamp this down.
Yeah, there's a moment. I think they say something like, well, isn't Larsa like your best friend in the group? And she's like, best friend? Who cares about that? I don't like think about shit like that. And then she goes like, it sounds so stupid. Like, she's my best friend.
Yeah.
And I noted that it sounded a lot like Cartman.
It really did.
And I could totally see her loving South Park.
Oh my God. I think she's a total South Park head. And she does do a Cartman-esque impression when she talks about best friend. It was cool to see Lisa hit that new sort of impression level there.
So we know she loves White Lotus and potentially South Park.
Oh my God, we're pretty close to knowing all of Lisa's viewing habits. Okay, and then the other one, I mean, the detriment to splitting up this group is that both scenes are like not that fun. Even though, to Richard Branson's to appease Richard Branson, I will say this amazing. Both these dinners are spectacular.
Well, Gertie and Stephanie are very nauseous, and they like put food in front of them, and it makes me think about nausea alongside the food. So it's like not a great like showpiece.
Yeah, they both, Stephanie and Gertie and Larsa all say, I'm sick. We're sick as dogs. This cruise ship totally sucks. There's no stabilizers on it, so we're just rocking back and forth. And then Larsa, I love this moment. Larsa, because they immediately go to how to resolve Larsa and Lisa. Larsa goes, well, one thing that I can't stand is that paparazzi drone shot that I orchestrated. That's what I was accused of calling the paparazzi drones on Marcus. And I love that was brought up again, because I knew that fucking hurt Larsa so much, because I think it's probably true. So I think a lot of this is all Larsa making a bigger deal of all the Jody shit, and that she thinks Lisa's a victim. And it's all because she is so taken aback by the fact that Lisa called her out for that Marcus shit, because that's real. If Larsa did that, that's very bad and has a lot of consequences. I want a lie detector for that one.
Yeah. And then this is where Stephanie rounds it out by saying, like, I've been told by my sisters that I'm too direct, and you guys are starting to tell me that I, am pissing you off with my way of being. So she's like, I'm going to try and handle my shit a little differently.
Stephanie, don't you do it. You're doing just fine. You said one of the most iconic things. I forget what it was 3 episodes ago. What was that when she said you blow like a little bit of wind, but I'm the biggest hurricane. I'll come. It was something iconic. And I was like, Stephanie,
Yeah.
you do not need to change. Like I already said.
Yeah.
And then they get drunk.
Yeah, they get drunk. At the end of the night, it's Marisol, Julia, and Alexia FaceTiming Larsa because they were separated. And Larsa shows them her tits, and they're like, well, let's party tomorrow, basically.
Yeah. She goes, I love Tipsy Pips. And I was like, oh my God, I love the sound
That's
of
good.
that. Tipsy Pips.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is good. The morning after, it's a full, not a head-to-head, but it is a conversation I want to see between two people.
It's like passive-aggressive.
It really is. Marisol's extremely passive-aggressive.
Yeah.
So Marisol is in her room, and Stephanie comes in wearing 80s workout gear, and she's like, where the hell is your gear? We're going to 80s workout, Marisol. And Marisol,
another clue that this cruise is for a specific kind of person.
Totally. And Marisol goes, I hate exercise. I would rather starve myself every day of my life than exercise. And then Stephanie goes, hey, Marisol, I thought we were good when we went into this group. You and Larsa were like my 2 friends that I thought I was in a safe place with. And just so you know, when I get angry, I kind of don't know what I'm saying sometimes. And Marisol goes, this was passive aggressive. She goes, oh, good. So you're saying that you don't have responsibility for your words because they were quite cutting. And Stephanie goes, oh my God. She goes, oh, this is the conversation we're having. She internally knows. It's like, oh God damn, Marisol's like ready. Yeah, ready to go.
If you're not paying attention, because she has like a smile on her face and you think it's going okay at first, and then you listen to what she's saying and you're like, oh, she's like being a bitch.
Yeah, no, it's a total bitch move. She's pulling rank. She's pulling rank on Stephanie, and she's like, this is not how you behave with the big dogs. That's what Alexi was saying with the big dog comment. I'm a Rottweiler, you're a Chihuahua. It all leads back to this. They're being like, you do not question us. We are the power duo. And that's what Marisol, and she's trying to make Stephanie sort of feel bad again about her behavior with them. And then Stephanie goes, I was so upset about the jet thing. I thought that you were trying to take me to task for something, and that you were upset with me because that's how Julia relayed it to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then Marisol is like, as far as like you putting me and Alexia together, she goes, I was the one that didn't want to go.
Yeah.
Alexia was like, well, I'll stay with you. And she was like, you don't have to do whatever you want. But then we ended up sticking together. But she was like, it was me who was the one that said I didn't want to go. And then it goes, they hug it out. They're like, whatever, like agree to disagree, whatever, fine. Mm-hmm. And then it goes 8 hours later, and Alexia is talking to Stephanie, and she sort of is like, actually, like Marisol had a lot to say about you. And then it goes, and then the next day, and it's Stephanie saying, Marisol is a demon.
A jealous demon.
A jealous demon. And she says something to the effect, I just quoted Bethenny, if you come for this bee, you better not miss. Yeah. Or something like that.
Yeah. She says that, well, so this was what I loved, because I feel like Stephanie has earned the right now to really go after Marisol about how she's been treated this season. So I love that acknowledgement of how Marisol sort of plays behind the scenes and what Marisol is really trying to convey here.
Brilliant gameplay to separate them.
It was so great because Alexia and Marisol don't have their stories aligned about why they didn't go on that trip. So that was great. Alexia is probably going to throw Marisol under the bus a little bit, which is awesome, because then who knows how that could affect their dynamic. And then Stephanie says, you better kill me. You better kill me, Marisol.
Fucking kill me.
You better fucking kill me, because if you don't, I'm coming back and hitting a full-blown bullseye on you or something like to that effect. Yeah. And I was like, I'm ready for that. I love it. I think it's so great. I think I'm ready. I'm so glad that Stephanie is acknowledging this dynamic on the show. So I can't wait for next week. Very fun. Little tee up towards that moment.
Yeah. It was fun. We'll get more cruise action. No, Miami's fun. It's just like a fun little treat.
Yeah, I agree completely. Okay, let's do some of the like most fun thing we could ever do. So I have to say, I believe that with the news that we talked about and then recapping those 2 shows, most of what we try to accomplish on Turtle Time has been done. But now we want to honor, this is huge. we created a new Patreon tier, and it's called Lisa's Boudoir. And this place is sort of like, think about the Medici family, Turtle Time listeners. Yeah. They were sort of these patrons of Michelangelo, Leonardo. They bestowed thousands and thousands of dollars to these artists so that they could sort of do all of their art and not have to worry about a bunch of stupid shit like paying for stuff. So Lisa's Boudoir is an attempt to sort of have a bunch of people sort of be our benefactors. And when you become a Lisa's Boudoir member, you not only get the eternal gratitude of Amy and I, but you also get your name shouted out for the very first time. So you all know this House of Medici people that are bestowing beautiful gifts upon us.
Yeah, if we had like a Turtle Time, palazzo, your names would be etched into the stones.
That's a good idea. A Turtle Time palazzo.
If we have enough members, maybe we could get one. I heard sometimes in Italy, they'll give you like a plot of land or like an old crumbling, like under the Tuscan sun style property for $1 just to get you to live there. And I am Italian. Oh, I have a way in.
Holy shit, I would love that. Well, if you wanted to do something like that, I would absolutely want to start etching stone and do a new fresh start over in Italy. I mean, it'd be like Godfather Part 2, I think. Or no, totally. Godfather 1 when Michael has to go there.
If shit keeps going the way it's going, I might take you up on that.
Damn. All right. Well, let's say, okay, so I know one name. I'm going to say this one. This is huge. His name is Ronald Scarlatta.
Woo!
And he is Amy's father, and I think it is one of the sweetest things in the world that now Ron gets a little peek into Lisa's Boudoir and also is going to be a benefactor for Turtle Time. It's an amazing thing, and I'm so happy, and I can't even believe it. I'm stunned.
Yeah, I'm not beating the rich kid Nepo accusations because I am getting $25 a month by way of Patreon through my dad.
Absolutely not. And we debated whether or not we were going to say Ronald's name, but we knew we had to adhere to the rules of the Lisa's Boudoir Club, and we are saying it. And then what? And then who's our next Lisa's Boudoir member?
The lovely Jerry.
Oh my God.
Thank you for joining us, Jerry.
Thank you. And we talked on last week's episode, we have other members that we've already shouted out. We hope their names live out in eternal glory.
We speak their names.
We speak their names. And anyone who joins Lisa's Boudoir obviously gets a classic shout out. And we are having the time of our life with these new tiers. Screening room is so fun. Amy and I are already like kind of giggling and squealing about what our October movie is going to be. We're going to have people vote on that. I was thinking, can I give a little tease?
All right.
I was thinking, well, here, so we're going to whittle them down and we'll have people vote or whatever. But I was thinking those Richard sisters had sort of some spooky movies that were attached to their
true October.
October. So but we're going to let Screening Room VIPs be the ultimate deciders so that Amy and I don't just follow our true hearts. So we'll give 2 or 3 options, but that's going to be that's called the Villa Rosa Film Society. And then we just have our cherished Villa Rosa VIPs that we'll love for the rest of our lives, no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, if you missed it if you don't follow us very closely, our first movie was Willy Wonka. That is available now if you join the movie tier, and you can listen to that the second you join. So
yes, it's there for you. Willy Wonka, a lot of hot takes on Willy Wonka. Who was the best kid? Who's the worst kid? Who had the best song? I think we both agreed. Spoiler alert. Well, I won't spoil it, but I would say there was a certain bad egg who sang a beautiful song. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. And get it hot pre-BravoCon. That's coming up real soon. So I think it'll behoove you to be in that special paywalled environment while we're there.
Oh, we'll be doing some paywalled shit there at BravoCon. I guarantee it, hopefully. Okay, and then lastly, please, someone said that we are 2 hillbillies that don't know our ass from our elbows. And they said this is a 1-star experience. Please, someone, if you like this podcast, counterbalance that review with a 5-star and say, they might be hillbillies, but I like some of their takes, or whatever you want to say. Please, let's counteract that 1 star. Come on. I said it right this time. Marbella.
You got it.
And then anything else you want to say, Amy?
No, we love you all. Regular listeners, Patreon listeners, all of you. Thank you for joining us. I can't believe you like what we say.
I can't believe it either. Oh yeah, and you know what? Huge shout out to just Turtle Time listeners that don't pay for it. You all are amazing too. You write YouTube comments, Spotify comments. We love you as well. It's just we have obviously a different relationship with people who pay us.
I have to take a photo right now because your face is frozen in the funniest way. I will send that to you after.
All right. We love you, Turtle Time listeners, Villa Rosa VIPs, all of you. We cherish you. We'll be back for Monday for Patreon. And then next week, we'll be back with there's going to be a little treat next week.
Yeah, something fun.
All right. Bye.
TBD, bye.